Chapter 119 and 120 were used for this anime episode, and if you're an anime only, don't read chapter 120 because it has spoilers for the following part. Now to begin with this comparison, we see that in the manga, we see Eren in his Titan form trying to defend from the attack of Reiner. In the anime, he uses the hardening ability over his arms, meanwhile in the manga, he is fighting without using the hardening ability. The crushed head of the Joe Titan looks way more gory in the anime than in the manga. When Reiner tries to reach Porco, Eren is grabbing the Colossal Titan from the arm in the manga. In the anime, he had Reiner grabbed from his neck. When Zeke was about to whistle, we see his eyes in his human form when he listens to Cold screaming inside of the manga. Meanwhile, the anime showed the mouth of the Beast Titan about to scream when he hears Cold calling him. When Zeke answers to Cold, the manga showed a panel of Galliard. The anime instead improved this scene by showing Eren. Since Zeke was talking about his little brother and how he cares about him, this seems to make more logic to this moment, because if Zeke talks about his little brother, then you should show Eren in this panel instead of Galliard, no? The anime also shows Galliard with a bit later, after showing Eren obviously. The animation of Mappa during this scene was fucking incredible when they show the soldiers turning into titans. It was probably a 100 out of 10 moment of the anime, and I'm really impressed by the quality of this episode. It was incredible. I will make a review later probably, or tomorrow, I don't know. This panel of the manga had a different perspective. That is when the soldiers talk about the titans that suddenly appear in the battlefield and ask to bring the anti-titan weapons. During the beginning of the attack of the pure titans, the manga showed just one panel with all the titans charging at once. The anime instead added more scenes showing how the titans had different reactions and attempt different kind of attacks against Marleyan infantry soldiers. We even see this guy smiling to the camera. I mean, who wouldn't be happy if you appeared in front of the camera of one of the most popular animes ever made? In the manga, when Eren is able to escape from Reiner, he kicks Reiner to be able to gain a few seconds. In the anime, he grabs his head with his legs to throw the armored titan away, something that seems more loyal to the fighting style of Eren throughout the whole anime seasons now. In the manga, when Eren sees how Falco is trying to eat Reiner, he doesn't do anything. In the anime instead, we see that Eren uses this situation to kick the armored titan in the face and try to shoo him away from him. This scene in the manga had an extra panel showing Flock's face while he asks if all the soldiers are dead. In the anime, we would see him from the perspective of the panel to the right of the manga. This epic panel of Mikasa protecting Armin from being shot was shown from other perspective, but man, it looks so clean. In the manga, Falco is already charging into Porco when he talks about how he saw the memories of Marcel. In the anime instead, he says this before Porco runs to eat him. It's just a small change to the storyboard that doesn't affect a lot to the episode, but since I'm making a manga versus anime comparison, I have to talk about it. When Eren noticed that Gabi is about to shoot him, the manga had a panel showing her face as she is preparing the gun while crying. In the anime, they just show her aiming at Eren already. In the scene when Gabi is about to shoot, the manga had a different expression of Mikasa, and also Jan's reaction was way more realistic in the anime than in the manga, where we see that he's literally saying "Ah!" We got some cool frames of the Eren's head flying across the sunny skies. The flashback of the conversation of Zeke with Eren is actually the same scene that appeared in episode 74 of the anime and on chapter 114 of the manga. Although in episode 74 the scene finishes when Zeke throws the ball, in this new episode we see what happens after Zeke throws the ball and Eren picks it from the ground. The manga also shows this flashback, but only from the moment that Eren grabs the ball from the ground. We know that this is some sort of a filler, but considering the animation quality of this episode, everything is forgiven. I didn't really mind about it. The episode was too nice. During the amazing transition of this anime episode, the manga had also a part showing the Bros family hidden inside of a house. This part didn't appear in the anime. About this scene of the anime, I have nothing to say. Mappa did such an amazing job with this transition. Sayama in the manga had to draw plenty of separated images together due to the limitation of a manga. Meanwhile, we can see how Mappa used plenty of budget to create this epic scene that was probably one of the best moments of the whole anime season so far, even considering the scenes from Wit Studio from the first seasons of Attack on Titan. I was literally watching this with my mouth open saying "Whoa." And if as a manga reader I was impressed by this, I can't imagine what an anime only felt during this moment. When Eren turns around to see Ymir, he seems way more in shock and surprised in the manga than in the anime. And after Zeke asks Eren to begin their plan, when Eren says that Zeke wants him to euthanize every alien, the manga just showed him from his back. The anime instead added this close-up frame where we could see his face sideways, making it a bit more cool, I guess. The same change that I mentioned before was done to this panel, where Eren says his iconic phrase, "Because I was born into this world." So these are all the changes that I found so far. This was an amazing episode. I will probably rewatch it and write some stuff so I can make a video review of this episode, but I can already spoil you that I will be just here clapping and clapping and clapping at the quality of this last episode of Attack on Titan. I'm still hyped about it. So this is it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and as always say, guys, thank you and see you soon. Wait, that literally sounds like Cristiano Ronaldo. Soon.